my friends. How's everything going? I think today is day 215 or something. I think yesterday was 213, but it was actually 214. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Maybe tomorrow will be 215 as well. But I'm just out here on my little hike of the day. And I had a lot of really good news today. I went and got blood work done, and I had gone in a couple weeks ago and talked to my primary care, and she went over my old stuff. And a year and a half ago, I didn't really tell anybody. I told people, well, my cholesterol was a little high, but I had gotten a notice, which scared me today because when it came through, it had the old notice and then it switched to the new one. And about a year and a half ago, thereabouts, January of last year, I got all my blood work done. Everything was great except my cholesterol, and they had sent me an alert like, you're at high risk of heart attack or stroke within the next 10 years. We advise immediate medication, a statin, right? And I was like, nope, I'm not taking it, right? And I had told my girl that I had my blood pressure. Not my blood pressure. My blood pressure was fine. Just my cholesterol was really high, right? And the alleged bad cholesterol, my triglycerides, right? And today I get the thing and I see that and I'm like, what the hell? So I go right to the report, and it's like, and back then it was like something like 46% chance of heart attack or stroke within the next decade, right? And at the time, I was only 52 years old. Only, I know, it sounds old. It is, but not really. And I was like, 10 years. And that 10 years is like the best, case scenario, right? Within 10 years, it said it could be tomorrow, right? And that's when I started doing that 75 hard routine, the 5 tasks a day. And then, I've been coming down here almost every single day. I got sick at the end of last year, right around Thanksgiving. A bunch of people, this and that, everybody got a cold or whatever they're calling it. And it was like a flu, whatever. Anyway, so I took a few days off, but then Christmas time until now, I've barely taken any days off. A handful, definitely. But that's it. And, today it went from being like 46 or 48%, somewhere, just around 50% chance to 4.5% chance that I would have a heart attack or a stroke within the next 10 years, within the next decade, right? And so I was thinking, and all my other stuff, like everything is like, it's like the within the healthy range. I'm dead center of all of them, basically. I'm not too low, I'm not too high, I'm right in the middle, right? And I feel different. And I feel like a different person physically. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, I really feel like a different person physically. And then I started thinking, well, you're kind of a different person mentally too, And I'm like, damn, I'm a whole other person. I still get these aches and pains and stuff. Like when I came down here, I had this, all day for some reason. Maybe it's from stress or whatever, because a couple of car issues I'm dealing with. And then I had the health thing, just going in for my checkup and stuff. But you never know what they're going to say or do, right? And so it stressed me out a little. So my neck was hurting. And then, because the previous owner of this body, he ran it through the ringer, you know what I mean? But, hi, how you doing? Good. And, but anyway, so, and that's what I'm trying to tell people, like, all I do is walk, really. I do other things, push-ups, dips, things like that, but like, just body weight stuff. And sometimes I forget to do that stuff, or I put it off, or, I just skip it. But the one thing I do is this, right? And mind you, I smoked for 25 plus years. I did every kind of drug, illicit drug known to man. All the bad ones. Some of them were on repeat for decades. Alcohol, But I was always very active when I was younger. It was just when I got into my 30s, had a hard job, but some of my 30s. Some of it I was a drug dealer, so it wasn't that hard other than going to jail. But, take the good with the bad. Anyway, what was I saying? But anyhow, so I did all these things to my body, and then I wasn't moving a lot, and I gained over, from where I am now, I gained probably 100 pounds, because at one point I was 120 pounds. I mean, I'm 320 pounds. I'm now down to like 220, a little under that. And, I feel good. I feel like I have a new lease on life. My bodily functions all work pretty damn well. I do have some pain. The other thing that did come out that said that I have arthritis in my wrists, and there's slight difference, a slight increase in the areas of concern. But not a ton. But everything else is going good, and I just talked to this guy. I was walking on the trail, and he seen me go around once, and then he's like, hey, started talking to me. One thing led to another, and he asked me if, you ever go to AA? And I was like, yeah, I've been there years ago. And I told him I'm coming up on 5 years, and he wanted to talk. So I was like, hey, I'll walk back around the other way with you. I was already done, So he's like, oh, all right. And he had to get some stuff off his chest, and he recently just came back after, he had 7 months, and then he relapsed and for a while, and now he's like 3 months in, but he's gambling, and and I'm like, you got to be careful, man. All that stuff's a slippery slope, And I was like, talk to your sponsor, But I talked to him. I gave him a sympathetic ear, and I gave him a little advice from my perspective and, my experience, which is vast. The first time I ever was sentenced to AA was in 1983 by the Cambridge courts, the liberal Cambridge courts, by the way, right? And, but anyway, but it was good. It was a really good conversation. And, I'm open to a lot more stuff these days. I had a great conversation with this married couple that was down there, because I seen the woman a bunch, and she's lost like a ton of weight. She's like, wow, you look really good. I was like, so do you. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're doing great. She's like, oh, this is my husband, Josh. And, I met the dog Raven, and, it was cool, man. And, it's been an experience, right? And like what I was getting at freaking 7.5 minutes ago was, I didn't really tell anybody that I got this alert saying, you're in dire need of medication, heart attack, stroke, and like I was having a lot of pains in my neck and in my chest over here a lot. And I'm not, I still have those pains, but I went to the doctor and we figured out like some of them was because, I got all my old fillings replaced with white ones, and then the white ones, this was like over a decade ago, then I had all metal ones and they were great. And then I put the white ones in, they all fell apart and the teeth fell apart. And so I got one fucked up, one down. Well, I got more than one, but one that I know about. And then, anyway, and this is like a muscular pain, and it's all connected, so that's good news. The one thing I was worried about, because, I did smoke a lot of fucking crack, cocaine, whatever, freebase. And, I did a lot of alcohol. Alcohol always gave me this tight feeling in my chest, and I smoked a lot. So I was very worried about heart disease, and my calcium levels are perfect. My red blood cells are in perfect shape, and my white count is great. And, it's just amazing. And, all I did was walk. And once I put the speaker down, I was able to walk more and really dissect what's going on in here. And that's been a really big aspect of getting myself in shape, right? Getting my health back in order was the mental health growth and just expansion and just how, content I am in life, right? I'm not always happy, right? But I don't live in sadness. I don't live in worry, Sure, maybe I might come off as a little cold sometimes, but it's not that I'm cold. It's just I can't worry about what ifs. I gotta enjoy right now, and what I thought enjoying right now was back in the day was getting, numbing all the pain. I don't have that pain anymore. I mean, yeah, I got neck pain, I got some wrist pain, a little lower back pain. Every now and then my knee goes out. Like I said, man, the previous Adam didn't take care of this Adam. But I'm doing it, and I feel great for it, I hope everybody's, taking care of themselves, and, I just want people to know, man, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, and I didn't pay anything for it. Sure, I changed my diet, this and that, but like you can do that and still buy the groceries that you buy. Just stop buying carbs and sugar, no soda, drink a lot of water. and you know, and start walking a little. That's all I did. That's all I did. Like 3 years ago, I started walking. Not even every day, you know, like 3-4 times a week. I come down here and do a couple rounds. You know, that was like 4 miles. Now I'm up to 5.5, 6.5 miles, you know, before I even do most other things. And then by the end of my day, I usually have like 7.5, 8 miles, you know. And it just, it does a whole lot for you that is hard to voice sometimes, you know. I never believed it, but, you know, I'm convinced now. Adzypic, I got your scription right, your script right here. Scription. Yeah, all right, peace, everybody. See, talking nonsense now. It's been 200 fucking thousand minutes.